after getting stopped last night for the second time this week, I posted a little video saying something along the lines of, hey, what a way to start Black History Month.
In a video posted to Twitter, Representative Travis Nelson detailed being pulled over for the second time in a week. He says when you're Black in Oregon, it's easy to stick out, which can sometimes result in situations like this. He was stopped once on Monday coming back to Portland from Salem, and then again on Wednesday by the Oregon State Police.
Both the officers were nice to me. We had pleasant interactions. There was nothing bad that happened to me as a result of these stops. Yet I was stopped, and I've been stopped 40 plus times, probably 50 plus times at this point. And while I don't know that my race was the reason that they pulled me over, I do believe that unconscious bias is real.
I asked Representative Nelson if he knew of anything he was doing to warrant getting pulled over.
On Monday, the officer said he pulled me over because I strayed from my lane and because I was going 76 on I-5 going north. On Wednesday, the officer said he pulled me over because I had my phone in my hand.
Nelson went on to explain the situation on Monday.
On Monday, I recall having my cruise set to, I think, about 9 or 10 over the speed limit. I thought it was enough to where I wouldn't get pulled over, and I don't recall veering from my lane.
And then Wednesday, Nelson says he was getting on a virtual meeting as he was leaving Salem.
As I was getting on I-5, there was issues with the virtual meeting. I had my camera up on my holder on my dash, pulled it down to get back into the meeting, and while I was getting back on the meeting, the officer stopped me.
None of the stops resulted in a ticket. Nelson thinks the police saw him as suspicious and wanted to pull him over. In 2021, a state commission found that Oregon State Police did disproportionately issue citations to people of color compared to white drivers over the year they studied. Researchers at the time recommended additional training for state police troopers. He says he talked to a lot of white counterparts who have rarely been pulled over. He wanted to speak out for this reason.
I also wanted to speak out for all those people, all those Black men who are getting, maybe it's not in Portland, but maybe it's when they leave Portland and they're either getting harassed or being deemed as suspicious or are getting pulled over more than their white counterparts would be.
In a statement, OSP says that they've spoken with Representative Nelson and heard his concerns regarding these stops and the potential for racial bias, and they do take this allegation seriously and are committed to eradicating racism in the profession. And this week, 2 separate troopers stopped Rep. Nelson for violations related to speed, lane use, and using an electronic device while driving. These incidents and the associated videos have been reviewed in detail.